After 3 years of waiting, Wednesday finally returned to the Nevermore Academy. This time, the season was split into 2 parts and released with a 1-month gap in between. This is not a new decision, as streaming platforms often use it to build hype around popular shows like Squid Game and Stranger Things. Now it's Wednesday's turn, the show that skyrocketed ratings and went viral on social media thanks to its iconic dance. The first 4 episodes of the second season are already available, while the rest will premiere on September 3rd. While we wait, it's the perfect time to share impressions and discuss where the story might go next. First of all, it's worth noting the work done by Tim Burton and his team. The overall impression of the new season is the same as the debut: playful, dark, and intriguing. Everything we love about the director's work is here at its best. Naturally, some elements had to be changed and others set aside to avoid repetition. However, the atmosphere of Nevermore remains untouched. The heart of the project is still Jenna Ortega's Wins, who is investigating a new case. Only now, her motives are deeply personal. She's trying to save Enid. It seems that her friend's screen time has been reduced, and her role and influence on the plot are smaller. This is likely due to the introduction of new characters, each of whom plays an important role in the central story. The creators also moved away from Wednesday's romantic storyline, apparently responding to criticism from both fans and Ortega herself. The beginning has been criticized for having too many secondary storylines that distract from the main plot and whose purpose isn't entirely clear. However, it's likely no accident. Burton will probably weave them all together in the finale. Some note that the second season doesn't feature anything comparable to Wednesday's famous dance, but it's worth remembering that the dance went viral thanks to viewers, and none of the creators had expected that effect. Who knows, perhaps they haven't revealed all their cards yet, and we may see something similar. Overall, critics have rated the first 4 episodes highly, with aggregator scores even higher than those of the first season. Viewers agree that the quality remains just as high, and Ortega is still captivating to watch. Makeup work, sharp jokes, and a twist-filled storyline, all of it makes the continuation a must-watch. The second season immediately introduces several striking new characters. One of them is Agnes, who considers herself Wednesday's biggest fan. After the events of the first season, the heroine gained a reputation as Nevermore's savior, which explains the increased attention toward her. Agnes has the ability to become invisible, which she uses in the second episode to trap Enid. The solution to her riddle turns out to be H.G. Wells' The Invisible Man. Her invisibility makes her useful for gathering information, and Uncle Fester is the only one who notices her presence right away. When Wednesday finds the missing book, Agnes frees Enid and Bruno, claiming she had no ill intentions and that it was just a prank. At times, Agnes dresses in black to look more like Wednesday, even resembling her from the first season. Eventually, Agnes becomes the heroine's new ally and helps in the investigation. Among the newcomers is also Chlup. To show his backstory, Tim Burton created a short stop-motion film in his signature style, reminiscent of Corpse Bride. It's called The Tale of the Skull Tree and introduces us to this new character in just 2 minutes. Chlup is essentially a zombie revived by Pugsley's electricity. The more brains he eats, the more human he becomes. A nod to 2 80s horror films, Return of the Living Dead and Hellraiser. In the 4th episode, Chlup finally speaks after confronting Augustus Stonehurst, greeting him as an old friend before eating his brain. This phrase hints at a shared history from their time in Nevermore. It's suggested that Ajax's story about the Skull Tree is missing a key detail: Stonehurst's involvement. Club's immediate decision to kill Stonehurst implies that the former science teacher may have played a role in his death, possibly as one of the first experimental subjects. We also meet the new headmaster of Nevermore, Barry Dort, played by Steve Buscemi. He claims the academy was attacked because his predecessor became too close to the normies, weakening Nevermore's defenses. Determined to restore the institution's former glory by any means necessary, he comes across as lighthearted on the surface, but skilled in manipulating outcasts and their powers. He's an ambiguous character who will likely reveal more of his true nature in the second half of the season, continuing the tradition of headmasters with a dark side. As promised, the continuation devotes more time to the Addams family. Nearly all members get equal screen time, including Wednesday's younger brother, though his story is still developing in the background. Gomez, however, remains mostly on the sidelines. Intriguing details are revealed about Wednesday's mysterious Aunt Ophelia. Uncle Fester says that Morticia's sister was once a patient at Wallow Hills, but escaped before he arrived. Wednesday's grandmother sent her daughter there after finding her in Nevermore screaming and crying due to overusing her psychic abilities. Ophelia disappeared after her escape, and her whereabouts remain unknown even 20 years later. This has affected Morticia, leading to disagreements with Wednesday over psychic powers and their use, a conflict that fuels the family drama, already resulting in a mother-daughter duel and the arrival of Wednesday's grandmother. Given Tim Burton's habit of scattering clues throughout the season, it's likely Ophelia's fate won't remain a mystery. Some speculate she could be connected to the LOIS project, though for now it's just a theory. The second season also introduces a new villain, with the balance of power shifting midway. After defeating Joseph Crackstone in the first season finale, the heroes face an unknown adversary, whose identity is revealed in episode 4. Wednesday and Uncle Fester uncover the truth about Project Lois, short for Laboratory Outcast Integration System. This secret program, led by Augustus Stonehurst and his daughter Judy, aimed to extract outcast abilities and transfer them to normies. The shown outcasts are clearly traumatized and disfigured. Judy, on the other hand, gained the ability to control birds, as seen in the early episodes. Fester uses his powers to disarm her and shut down Wallow Hills entirely, freeing the prisoners. In the chaos, Marilyn Thornhill frees Tyler, hoping to manipulate him again. However, he transforms into a Hyde and kills her. Later, he meets Wednesday, but their fight is not shown, only the aftermath, with the heroine thrown out of a window. Though presented as a tragic scene, Ortega's character will clearly survive into the second half of the season. Still, she might temporarily die before being revived, or fall into a coma. Either way, this will likely become part of a storyline about regaining her lost powers. Her visions could even lead her to her missing aunt, giving the plot a new twist. Meanwhile, Tyler's whereabouts remain unknown. He could have gone to his abandoned house in Jericho, to the Gates home, or even back to Nevermore to finish what he started. Aside from the vengeful Hyde, there are also Judy and Club, who has regained his humanity and powers. It's possible Wednesday might join forces with one of the new antagonists, most likely Club, given his tragic backstory and connection to her brother. Tyler and Judy, on the other hand, seem like pure villains out for revenge. But to find out for sure, we'll have to wait until September 3rd, when the second half of the season premieres. Until then, share your impressions of the second season. That's all for today, friends. See you soon in the next videos.